Welcome back to our Believe It or Not chess series, and today we're going to look into the future with the help of our friend, world champion Mikhail Botvinnik, and his opponent, who is playing black here, by the name of Vitaly Chehover. Vitaly is also a Soviet master, but not quite a world champion, as you will see from this game. Now, the most fascinating thing about chess, in my opinion, is that you can look into the future in like no other way, right? In life, there are too many things going on. You can't predict everything. You can try, but too many factors going on and too many variables. Whereas in chess, everything is so precise and exact. Everything is perfect information. You know everything that's going on. And the question is, how far can you visualize what's going to happen next? And here we get to see one of the longest combinations in chess history, where we can actually see into the future 21 moves in advance. So let's see how Mr. Botvinnik managed to surprise Vitali with the next combination, which is considered one of the longest in all of chess history. We start off with this amazing move, and before I play it, I can give you a try as to what would you do. Can you look into the future and predict how this is going to play out? It's going to be white's turn. We have these two amazing bishops firing at their king. We have the centralized knight well supported on the outpost, and they can never really kick me because I always have knight g6 if they decide to do so. My knight on h3 worked very hard to get here. Believe it or not, he came all the way from the queen side just to end up on h3 for a very good reason. Okay, the rook is already supporting, and if you wanted to, you could play a lazy move. So the lazy move would be a rook e1 and get everyone in the party, get ready for some knight takes f7 stuff, and you could do it that way, but by that time they could already protect against these attacks. They could play something like bishop a8, they could get their rook involved, and then it's not so clear that white is winning, despite their amazing pieces, because black has the time to defend. So what would you do if you want to attack right away? All right, I'll give you guys 3 seconds and feel free to pause the video. See what you can find. Three, two, one. And congratulations if you manage to somehow foresee everything that happens after the right move, which is knight g5. All right, this starts a forcing 21 move combination that gives Vitali, poor Vitali there, playing black, no chance to come back. All right, this is a winning move, believe it or not. First of all, we're hitting f7. Second of all, if they take, well, that starts the combination and it opens up the f file that the rook so desperately wants. Now, what happens if they take? Well, pawn takes and the knight gets hit along with the pawn on f7 and the king side is falling down. If they don't take, I mean, how are they protecting f7? There is no trading mechanism. Any knight d7, I just laugh at and destroy their whole king side. Maybe even this knight with the idea of queen takes soon. All right. For that reason, Mr. Vitali said, whoa, 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 I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take your knight. Let's see your brilliancy. I don't get it. You just take, and I'm going to give back my knight. Okay. Anything else would be just as bad. It's not like he had any better ideas here. Because if you run away with the knight, this is going to get disgusting with knight takes f7, queen h5, and queen h8 on the horizon. For that reason, Vitaly said, wait. I'll give you back the piece, all right? Don't worry. Just take back my piece and everyone's going to be happy, right? Right? Not right. We're coming for more blood. And in this case, he's not satisfied with giving up one knight. He wants to give up more. And the whole idea that Botvinnik had here is that he doesn't care about the black knights or the black pieces who are in a different universe anyways. Who cares about them? We care about the nail pawn. And all he really wants is that nail on g6 along with a queen destroying the light squares. Notice how the light square bishop for black is on the wrong diagonal, right? Our guy is getting light squares on the king side. Theirs is getting light squares in who knows where. Nowhere relevant. This does not matter at all. All right. So their bishop cannot help with all of these guys. This is ours now, and we're going to use it. Okay, after king takes f7, it turns out that like king f8 just gets mated, right? Queen takes the pawn, and good game. That would be a lot shorter than the actual game, because in the actual game, Vitaly actually played really well. Okay, he tried to run back there because anywhere else would be just as losing and even faster than in the actual game. In the actual game, he decided to run to g8 and hide on h8. For a second there, he must have thought everything is fine. It's like, okay, phew, oh, everything is safe. It's okay. H7 is covered. No queen h7. The rook can't come in. If you try to come in slowly, all the squares are covered. There's a second knight. The second knight can help. The rook is coming soon. Everything will be fine. What? Where did you come from? Bishop a6. And all of a sudden he realizes that not everything's going to be fine when the bishop comes to e6. Because king f8, queen h8 will be made. Okay? The pawn destroys all the light squares, and we just see through the light squares. So we're going to sneak in there like a mouse and say hi to the king, who has no way to get away from the nail pawn. The only way to stop bishop e6 is knight of 8, which was played. Okay, the only way to stop mate, because I'm still playing bishop e6. It's just this time my queen will come in instead. All right. Why do we do all that? Why do we trade a bishop for a knight? It's because now they have one less defender. If the king comes here, obviously checkmate. Only one move left, king h8, which brings us to queen h3. Hello, king. I'm going to force you back to where you came from. Notice how forcing this all is, right? It can be calculated by force. And Botvinnik, knowing him, will probably say, oh, I saw this all in advance. Now, I'm not sure if he saw all of this all the way to mate, but intuitively, it feels like, okay, at least we have a draw. So if we can repeat moves, we can play it. And if we have mate later on, even better. Okay, knowing he had a draw, he went for this combination and sees rook takes knight. Kaboom. Why give up the rook as well? Because the knight was the only one guarding against the nail pawn. With the knight gone, f7, h7, e6 are all ours again. Okay? The knight is gone, and you can't take with the pawn either because check here, mate. And if you can't take with the pawn, how are you stopping queen h7? Only one way. Bishop takes. After queen check, which is forced, we kind of had to go for it. The king has to go to f8. We could have gone to e6, but that's just a repetition, right? So that does nothing. He decided to go for queen h7 and king f8. Most people, many kids that I know, would try to go for checks right away and say, ooh, I'm going to drive the king out and try to give him one more check. And, maybe I'll checkmate him somewhere here with my queen hanging. No, bad idea. Instead of going for checks right away, why not cut off the exit? The king only has two moves. We just take them out, close the door, and checkmate coming with the help of our nail pawn, as always. Okay, bishop a3 is on the horizon. Everything's on the horizon. Okay, out of nowhere, white's pieces just jump and surround the black king. Okay, the only way he can get out of this is by giving back the gifts he received. In case you haven't noticed, he's up a whole rook and a bishop. So he throws one bishop back and says, okay, catch. And that's the only thing he could do because bishop e7 wouldn't even work. Checkmate. The only thing he could do is throw a bishop white's way, but okay, let's pick up more ice cream. And after we collect a pawn, we don't care about your points. We care about the king. Right? We'll collect the bishop when we want, but these guys don't even matter. We don't need them. We need the king surrounded. So as the king starts to go for his hike, we start to go on our hunt. First, we pick up the bishop, check. And the next check is very precise. A lot of people would go like queen e7 and then think, how did this go so wrong? Why is there no checkmate when the king's on c8? Right? We have to be very precise with the checks because the only way to stop him from coming here is queen e6 or queen f5. In this game, he liked queen f5 more because it made way for the rook. So that king C7 will get mated by force over here. Okay, so that'll be made soon thereafter, and he decided against all this. He decided to try king c6, which didn't help much either, because the pawns come to the party. With the pawns involved, the king is cut off from the rest of the army. The army cannot help him, the rook cannot help him, the queen cannot help him, that rook can't help him, and only my friends can help him now. They can help him to get checkmated. So let's see how the game finished. After king c5, bishop a3, the bishop gets involved. The bishop helps the king either go to c4 or d4. He's forced into it. Okay, he cannot run back where he wants to be. By the way, if the king went here, same thing with checkmate. All right, king c5 is forced, continue the king hunt. King has to take the pawn. If he went here, same thing but shorter. All right, so for that reason, king takes c4, and let's finish the king hunt. Check. King goes down. If the king goes there, I'm sure we have some sort of checkmate. First thing that comes to mind is queen b4. Okay. For that reason, he tries to go down. He tries to make this pretty, and it ends up being very pretty. See if you can find a maiden 2 for white. All right. We're using our queen, bishop, and rook. 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Congrats if you saw into the future and saw bishop b4, king runs away, checkmate on b1. All right. We had to drive them all the way down to surround them with this piece trio. Without the bishop, rook, and queen, this would never have happened. Okay. How many steps did he have to see to get to this point? That's the impressive part. He went all the way from knight g5 to queen b1 checkmate. That's called looking into the future. Now, I don't expect everyone to be like that, but it shows what humans are capable of. And to me, it's very inspiring. Thanks for watching, and until next time.